Hello, my name is Rachel Stroud, and we are going to do a yin practice today, a short little yin practice to get into our connective tissues and just find a slow release into our body and hopefully have some calm in our mind and our hearts as well, um, and absorb the love that is prevalent all around that sometimes we don't tap into. I have a little bit of a leftover sinusy thing. I apologize for my nasally voice today. We'll move just a little bit to get started. So with your breath, place your hands on your knees. Take your inhale to reach your heart forward. Tilt your chin up. Exhale, round your spine. Tilt your chin down. Maybe roll your shoulders forward. Move slowly so that your breath can elongate. We can use this gentle movement in our spine that dances with our breath to help ground us and center us into our practice. And this practice can be done any time of day, but usually yin is more effective when your muscles are not warm, so not after, not after exercise or if you've been moving a lot. So yin is really good first thing in the morning or right after maybe you've been sitting for a while. But again, it can be done anytime. You're not going to lose benefits by doing yin, right? Okay, tall spine. Sweep your right arm all the way up and over. And we'll flow with the breath here. You choose when you inhale and exhale, but find this breath to movement so that your movement is slow and your breath is long. And we'll begin to feel into our muscles, into what feels more lengthy, where we might be holding tension. But then also carefully we'll be moving into our fascia and inner connective tissue as we find healthy stress on our inner connective tissue. We'll begin. So what you will need, excuse me, is a blanket, a block or two, and a bolster or a pillow will be fine. Our first pose we're going to set up with our bolster a couple feet away from the top of your mat, and then your blanket or towel can go right here. It's going to act like your headrest. And then we'll slowly start to come down onto your bolster, and I'm going to place more of my thoracic spine on the bolster and take reverse ragdoll, so holding on to either elbow. Let me get this mic further away from my face. And then gently start to lean my head all the way back to the blanket. So if you're in this pose and it feels like leaning your head back all the way to your prop is too far, then I would suggest add another blanket or a block underneath your blanket. Yeah. And then your legs can be either with your knees together and feet out wide, or you can lengthen your legs long towards the bottom of your mat. I like this position in my legs because it helps open up my low back. And then begin to breathe here as you feel into your upper back, your shoulders, your arms, and wherever else you feel this shape. In Yin Yoga, we hold the poses, the stretching poses, for several minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, allowing ample time to put healthy stress on these places in the body and help us build resilience in our body. An invitation to tap into love here might seem trite as a the yoga dharma, but it always rings true. And oftentimes we need the reminder that love is all around us, because what is forward facing often is the negativity bias, what we read in the news, what we hear, what people are talking about, and it seems like those things speak louder, but they're not as prevalent. So if we can get a little more subtle in our awareness, maybe we can tap into the prevalence of love that is ever flowing and always around. It is true that you will see in the world what you want to see. So if you search for goodness and love, you will find it. If you're focused on what's wrong and what's scary, you'll find that everywhere. Feel free to adjust your shape or your body the longer we're here. You never want to teeter into pain, just that healthy amount of discomfort. And it is okay to be uncomfortable in yoga. That is kind of why we do it. We put our bodies in positions that are not super comfortable and not normal, so that our body can adapt, build resilience, build strength and flexibility. So this amount of discomfort is okay. Like stretching so that you can build more capacity. Stretching so that you can step into your next level of growth. And see if you can soften a little more somewhere. And maybe your shoulders start to release their grip. Your jaw, your brow bone. And follow your breath with lots of depth as you invite in what really matters to you, what really matters, what, when all is said and done, what does it boil down to for you? It's not your to-do list. It's not your tasks. It's not how successful you are. If you're really connected to center, really all that matters is the people that you love. So maybe we start to shift the way we show up for those people when we realize they are all that matters. They are all that truly matters. The other things are things we have to do to maintain being alive in this world, and so they're important, but they are not what matters at our true center and our core. We'll start to slowly come out of this shape, and if your feet were how mine were, start to heel toe them together and roll over onto one side. Excuse my cough. And we'll stay here on our side. Let your head rest somewhere. I'm going to bring the block actually to my head. There, and we're going to focus on an opening in your right ribs, well, depending on, I guess, which way you rolled over. And your legs,
your legs can be bent. You can stagger them if you want a little more, and your top around muscles there. So it's like feeling here, open up to the side body. And we'll take you to
soften into your eyes. So you might even close your eyelids down. And follow your breath with your awareness. This is a great way to meditate, especially if you're just beginning and you don't know where to start. You just watch your breath moving your body. In your mind's eye, you could picture it coming up your spine or inflating your lungs and deflating your lungs. And notice as you got into this shape if there are parts of your body that want to hold or grip. You consciously start to release. Let those bones feel a little heavier towards the ground, towards your props. The yin practice is definitely what was in order for me today. I've been struggling through congestion and a mild cough. And you can stay just as you are. You might take your top arm and reach it all the way to the opposite side as you gently roll your head towards the ceiling. Find a little opening in your shoulder. And if your legs were staggered like mine, you'll notice the twists happening even more so in your spine. My arm floats here because my shoulder rotation is not at its capacity today, so that's okay. If your shoulder's floating, that's fine. You're still creating lots of resistance here with gravity. And within these places where we get still, can you invite your mind to do the same? And again, a good way to do that is to follow your awareness on your breath so that the other thoughts in your mind can take a back seat. They can settle into the background and become focused just on your breath, just on your body. And then if your arm was open, we'll slowly start to close. Press into your hands, and it'll look like you're coming through tabletop shape to twist to the other side. So for you, you'll just take the opposite hip down and side body stretch on this side. I'm going to switch my props so that I'm still facing you, but you get comfortable. This side could ask for more or less props, so you decide. And again, you can either take those knees bent and stack them or stagger them a little bit so you can get a psoas opening here on that top leg.
Notice what you feel on this side of your body. Recognizing the difference if you do it all. So when you tap into a sense of peace and calm, our brain operates on high amplitude alpha, which is I hurt somewhere around 6 or 7. And it is that place of peace and calm. There is resonating with the calmness in our nervous system. So when we're meditating, we feel love, we peace and calm and grounding. That is what's happening in the brain. That's the brain. What truly fascinating to me is that there is a electromagnetic field on the earth called Shirley's resonance. And it's from this below the earth's crust all the way up to a mile up into the sky. At least that's how far I can measure the way they fly. That is the fingertips of our altitude alpha and the sense of peace and calm, which means when we are in a sense of calm, we are operating at the earth's heartbeat. We are connecting to the same wavelength of the earth. The earth is always resonating in calm, in peace, and love. And sometimes things get askew or off kilter, and different things happen to bring that resonance back into that Shirley's resonance place. Lightning, different things that help maintain this Shirley's resonance. But it's a wonderful time and we're able to vibrate at that same wavelength if we choose to. Because I just felt so connected to nature that we feel like we're part of it. That is the brain operating at the same wavelength as the earth. We are that connected. There's a pop on now to start to roll your heart open as you maybe roll your head towards the sky. And you find this gentle twist, but more of a intense opening in your shoulder. We'll take about a minute here in this shoulder opener, and you might feel the spinal twist as well. And give yourself a moment to start to settle into this sense of peace and calm. It's true that you have this center in you that always remains stable. Sometimes we allow our thoughts and outside energies to take precedence over that, and it gets covered up and we forget about it, and we forget we can always tap back into it because it gets so clouded by everything else. But it's always there. We can always come back to it. And sometimes it takes longer, more effort, more awareness, more therapy, more yoga, more whatever. But each of us has that, just like we can always tap into the calm of the earth if we choose to. We get to if we choose to. And why not? Why not tap into this calm and love? So we operate on a wavelength that gives us longevity, quality of life, joy, and stability. And start to bring this top arm back as you press into your hands. Begin to slowly sit up. And we'll take your right leg in, left leg out here. And either take your block just below your knee as you fold forward. And if your head isn't meeting it, you can take it. Or two. Or you can take your bolster on top of your leg and then place your block here and bow down with your head to your block. For me, this feels a little more comfortable for where I'm at. And then, of course, if you want to adjust in a different way, feel free to do that. There's obviously no commitment to do what I'm doing. You're in your body, so you know what you might need. And before we fully release, energetically hug your left leg bone back a little bit. And then begin to soften into the pose. So you release your shoulders,
You get heavier in your sit bones. You release the muscles in your legs. Maybe you start to feel some expansion in your low back, your upper back, some release in your jaw. These are all some areas where you could be feeling things. Just notice where you do. Get still in your mind so that you can focus on your breath, so you can tap into this high amplitude alpha, which is also said to be a place where we connect to spirituality. And that's the work of Dr. Lisa Miller. She wrote a great book called The Awakened Brain. And she was able to actually map the place in the brain where spirituality lives. And it turns out it's the same place in our brain that gets really small when we're depressed, but it ignites when we connect with spirituality and these high amplitude alpha brain waves. And spirituality is basically just this knowing that you are a part of something bigger, that you are a part of a collective, that there is something beyond you that you're a part of, collective consciousness. It can mean other things as well. It's not religion. Religion can be spiritual. Spirituality can find its place in religion, but spirituality in and of itself is definitely not religion. I know that to be true. You can be spiritual and not religious at all. When with these final breaths in this shape, see if you can't find a little more depth. So for me, it's going to look like releasing the bolster and coming a little further down. About 4 more breaths here. And press yourself back into a tall spine. And we'll carefully switch our legs. Left foot comes in, and then find the prop positioning with any amount of props that works for you on this side. Remembering it can be different than the other side. Each side of the body might need a different thing. And then find your depth so that you feel a good amount of a stretch. You feel a good amount of sensation that you can breathe through. And as you're breathing here, you've got your third eye chakra connected to a prop, perhaps. If not, it's facing the ground. And then your heart chakra here, which houses your love and compassion, is facing the ground, at least rounding towards it. And so for a moment, maybe we think about absorbing what we need from the earth as it relates to peace and calm, as it relates to love. And let any anxieties or worries get smaller. And let love and what really matters take center stage for you. And it's easier said than done. But once your head knowledge drops down into your heart, you start to really believe that that's true, that all that really matters is love. All that really matters is that we love people well. And we show up for the people that we love the most in the ways that we want to show up. That's all that really matters. When we find our final days, we won't be thinking about those worries. We won't be thinking about our successes unless our successes are that we loved well. We will be thinking about the people we love. That is all that matters. And this next minute, maybe you find a little more depth in the shape. Again, for me on this side, it's going to be removing the bolster. Coming down to my block. Probably created a nice red spot on my forehead at this point. 4 to 5 breaths here. As you connect to the heartbeat of the earth, your heartbeat, your brain waves, matching those of the earth. And then when you're ready, slowly and gently start to lift your spine tall. Take your feet out in front of you, lean back. Lift your heart, your chin. Breathe in deep. And exhale. Windshield wiper your legs or just pat them out. Find a little release in your body. And then cross your legs. Place your hands at your heart, interlacing your fingers. This is the mudra of compassion. And tilt your ear towards your shoulder from side to side as you start to feel your own heartbeat here with your palms. Yeah, and then chin up. Big breath in. Chin down as you exhale. Whatever part of the day that you are in, it is my hope that you have connected to your true center, your ever remaining sense of peace and calm, that you found this connection to the earth and to love that is ever prevalent, always around you, maybe not speaking as loudly as the other things. And so may you find a subtle awareness so that you can always feel and recognize and search for this sense of love, this realness of love. Thank you for coming to my happy place in this yin practice. I hope you have a beautiful day. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. And if you enjoyed your practice, I would love for you to comment about it. I would love for you to give it a like, a share maybe. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I encourage you to do that so you get updates on when our videos release. And we also are doing teacher highlights once a month, so you'll get a different flavor of a trauma-sensitive yoga teacher through Buffalo and Sparrow Yoga Collective. So please do subscribe. Thank you so much.